Now, Chris, look, we can also try to figure out what may be causing a lack of energy so early in the season. The obvious thing to consider is the status of Aaron Rodgers.
Right.
The full distraction from January to July where he wasn't around at all. He didn't engage with the teammates at all, at least in a football setting. I'm guessing he kept in touch with guys, but no one knew what he was going to do. He didn't get his receivers together to prepare. He wasn't there for any of the offseason program, voluntary or mandatory. That's got to be an issue, getting everyone up to speed. And, him talking so openly about his situation, and then on top of it, the fact that it's all very tenuous, and it feels like it's his last year. He doesn't want a farewell tour. Well, there's a lot of things I don't want that I get. He's getting a farewell tour because everybody's assuming it's his last year. You throw all those things together, and that may be one of the reasons why going into the season, the players are thinking this is just kind of a weird year.
Yeah,
it's a weird vibe. It's just kind of weird, and you lose sight of the fact that you got to go out and play a football game.
Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I'm not going to disagree with you there. I think there's a lot of merit to that. I mean, they were one of the hot button topic all offseason. I mean, yes, it was dysfunctional. I mean, there's no other way to really say that, and yeah, the play wasn't good. I mean, they were asleep at the wheel. I will say this, Mike, I don't think it's on the quarterback to get the team up and ready. The quarterback's got too much stuff to do. Drew Brees, that was special of him. But you didn't see Peyton Manning or Joe Montana or John Elway.
Tom Brady does it.
Tom Brady doesn't really. No. He goes and yells at the crowd when he comes out by himself. He doesn't. We were there in pregame. He doesn't rally the troops and go, let's go. Now, he might mother F.
What about in the locker? We don't know what he's doing in the locker room.
Well, he might mother F some guys on the sideline, right?
And we know on the sideline he'll do it.
He'll do it. He will. And I will say, too, in New England, they encouraged it. That's what they wanted, too. But you're right. So those are rare guys. It's not always – the quarterback's got so much to think about. He can't always be that guy, too. But your point about, the situation surrounding him, and it affecting the football team, listen, I do think there's something there. And then, hey, at the end of the day – I know we talked about this game a little bit yesterday, and I watched this film pretty thoroughly. Hey, they got their butts whipped. There's no other way to say it. There was no chance for Rodgers to be really good or do anything. Anybody wants, go back, watch the film, watch the game copy, whatever. His completions, people are covered. I mean, the New Orleans Saints showed them no respect, Mike, for the most part. They played two deep safeties. Even when the Packers had two tight ends on the field, they said, run it. Let's see you run it on our group. And they couldn't. They couldn't move them out of the way. And it was really the same thing on the other side of the ball as well. I mean, Rodgers certainly wasn't at his best. He didn't pull off any magic or make a play to kind of jumpstart the team like we usually see him do. And they are in a weird spot, it seems like, mentally. And then they ran into a buzzsaw of a team where, hey, we know Sean Payton. He's the kind of guy that's like, oh, yeah, you think we're not going to be good without Drew Brees? Oh, yeah, you think so? I mean, we know that. You and I have watched him forever. We know people around him down there in New Orleans. That's the kind of motivator he is. And it was just a buzzsaw from that standpoint. So lackluster energy, underwhelming game plan, and then just getting your butt whooped up front on both sides of the ball is going to lead to a 38-3 loss.
You've said time and again that the Packers have been good for the past decade, in large part because Aaron Rodgers is so damn effective.
Right.
And I'm not suggesting he's doing it deliberately, but if he isn't fully engaged, if he's not all in, if he's distracted, I don't care about whether anyone else is distracted. If he's still feeling salty about what went down, if he still feels like I'm upset because you told me you were going to trade me and then you didn't, and you and I have both heard that that's how it went down.
Yeah.
That he was led to believe he was going to have a new team this year and he didn't. Maybe he's not pulling on the rope as tight and as hard as he has in the past.
Right.
Hey, just kind of like,
you don't want me. Okay, right.
If you're going to act like I just work here, then you know what? I just work here.
Right.
And again, I'm not saying he's doing it deliberately, but at some point, it's the natural byproduct of his mindset.
Exactly. It is. You're right. I do think there's something to that, too. Yeah, with those set of circumstances, I mean, oh, wait, the company doesn't like me? Yeah, it's hard to invest in the company when they emotionally every day when you go, wait, your company doesn't really like you. They're looking to replace you. I mean, yeah, I don't care where you are. You're at Goldman Sachs, UBS, Payne Webber, or wherever the hell you are. The gas station, I don't care. I mean, if they don't want you, people go, man, it's not fun to go to work. And I'll say this too, added to like what you talked about. Yeah, this is a good team that we put in the great category because of the great quarterback. For my money, they're an overrated team, talent-wise, across the board. There's nobody in that front seven. There's good on the defensive side, but nobody in the front seven teams are like, oh my gosh, we got to double this guy and we got to do this and have a game plan. No, they all get treated like normal pedestrians, all of them. Okay, Jair Alexander's the only blue chip player they got on that side of the ball. The offensive side of the ball, listen, I'm me. Davante Adams is not the best receiver in football. He's not the top 2 receiver, the top 3, top 4, top 5. Yes, for fantasy he is great. That's not reality.
Not on Sunday.
Well, no, nor in the playoff game against the Rams, nor in the playoff game against the Bucks, nor in the playoff game the year before against the 49ers. Whenever a good defense comes to town and has a good corner with Davante Adams, we don't see him. He's not in the same class as Tyreek Hill, DK Metcalf, Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, he's not. He's not in the same class. I'm sorry. He's system reliant to a degree. He's a great route runner. But a lot of his big plays come off of, wait, Rodgers threw a laser slant. Rodgers threw a laser slant. Rodgers threw a laser slant. And then it's, fake the laser slant, and the DB's so sick of getting beat by the laser slant, now they double move him up the sideline. I mean, go through, a lot of his highlights. That's what it is. A lot of his highlights he's covered. It's just a perfect football. Aaron Jones, good running back. Physical defenses, can't break a tackle, can't move a pile at all. At all. That was one thing that jumped out at me about the game. Aaron Jones, if there's not a hole and he can't just run straight through it, it's not that effective. They went to Dillon. What the hell is his name? The Boston College running back.
A.J. Dillon.
A.J. Dillon, yes. I was about to call him Corey Dillon. I was all confused.
Corey Dillon.
Right. Yeah, they went to him because, there wasn't holes, and they needed a guy who could go up there and be a sledgehammer. So I think it's an overrated talent, let alone, like we talked about, all the other issues, and that leads to that. And I don't know. We're going to see where this year goes because, they did not look tip-top, and we'll see if they can rebound from that.
One last factor that I don't understand how it affects the Packers or why it affects the Packers, but they definitely have a California and Florida thing. I went back and looked at the last 2+ seasons. Get this. Their record when they play in California or Florida since Matt LaFleur became the coach is 1-5. 1-5.
It's crazy.
Everywhere else, they're 27-4. From 1-5 to 27-4. When they pack it up and fly, and I don't know what the distance is as the crow flies, as the plane flies, it's about the same to go to Florida as it is to California from Wisconsin. I don't get it.
I know.
But and this is the kind of thing where if you're in charge of a football team and you see that kind of a trend, you invest time, resources, effort to figure out what the hell is going on when we play in California or Florida. Because that's as glaring as it gets, from 27-4 to 1-5.
Yeah.
And they just have this issue where they don't show up. They got beat 38-10 by the Bucks last year in Florida, 38-3 this year. They're 1-3 in California, it's 1-3 in California under LaFleur. And we've heard these things about lack of energy, lack of preparation. Zadarius Smith telling us at the Super Bowl, the team wasn't ready to play in the NFC Championship game, and I wasn't ready to play. How are you not ready to play in the NFC Championship?
Yeah, I know.
So there's concern there.
Yeah, there is. And sometimes it is on the coach there to find the right formula for your football team. For whatever reason, how it, what makes us better? What maybe I need to change this up during those weeks. I mean, I can remember my early career with Tampa Bay and John Gruden. We had some struggles on the West Coast. And he was bothered by it. And, of course, I can remember, year 2 or 3 when we were going to go out there in the West Coast finally after we'd had 2 years of kind of underwhelming play in some of those situations where he was, the travel schedule. It was, what do I want to do about that? The practice schedule. Maybe do I need to change that? So, it's a little less, hard or intense later in the week, so we're fresher because it's a West Coast game and there's a time change and everything there. So, yes, it's something I think that's probably on their radar At least now it is. But
better be.
Yeah. Fortunately for them, they're lucky, right? Well, they have to go to San Francisco, but that'll be the last time. They're lucky they got L.A. and Seattle at home, so they don't have to deal with any more West Coast trips after that. But we're going to have our eye on that game.
Does Arizona count? Arizona counts.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. You're right. Yes, you're right. Yeah. So this is something to watch for, Mike. Definitely.
Okay, we're going to do the panic-o-meter, registered trademark, next segment. For now, as we close the door on this Packers discussion, 1 to 10, how concerned are you about the Packers based on what we saw in Week 1?
I'm going to put it at like, all right, well, there's different levels. I'm going to put it at like a 6.
Yes, 1 to 10.
I know. Well,
yes,
I want to say
10,
like
10 levels.
Super Bowl panic. Like if we're talking that, yeah, maybe I'm at a 7. Because I don't know. We'll see. The thing that saves them is the NFC North division, which I don't think any team is real good. So that's why they have a little bit of a leash here to go, wait, we don't need to panic. We can get our feet underneath us and maybe get some momentum going. And I think ultimately that saves them to where, they will find their footing and still be a good team in the NFC. But, I mean, I'll be shocked if the Packers go to the Super Bowl or even win the Super Bowl. I really would be.
It's a different vibe with 17 games. We don't know what that first game means. And in the NFC North, it means nothing because everyone lost. So they've got 16 games left to try to rise up and win the division. I can't recall a Super Bowl champion that would have looked that bad Week 1 on both sides of the ball. I remember the Giants' defense was abysmal 2007, the first 2 weeks of the season, and they ended up pulling it together and winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But to be stomped on both sides of the ball that badly, I'd have to do a little research, go back and look at some of the scores. But to lay an egg like that right out of the gates, Pete makes a good point. The Malloy game, 31-0.
Good one,
the Bills
Pete.
beat the Patriots, start the 2003 season. And Tom Jackson said on ESPN the Patriots hate their coach. And, of course, after they won the Super Bowl that season, Bill Belichick got up on the ESPN set and had a 2-word greeting for Tom Jackson that was not thank you, or there was a U in there.
Let me know when you want me to translate for everybody, and I'll
but there was not a thank. It was not thank you.
I bet.
It was something else.
I bet.
You. And that's true. That actually happened.
Yeah.
Actually happened.
Yeah.
But anyway, good pull, Pete. But it doesn't happen very often.
No.
That a team gets outclassed that badly, both sides of the ball Week 1, and pulls it together. And wins the Super Bowl.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.